Good morning. My name is Adrian Monk, Managing Board of the World Economic Forum. Just to explain to non-Khmer speakers in the room, there'll be simultaneous translation and English translation will be on channel 1. As you'll see, I'm going to put my headphones on, so I'd advise anyone who's not a fluent Khmer speaker to do the same. And we'll be taking a statement from the Prime Minister about his aims, and then we'll be taking some questions through the chair. But I want to start by formally welcoming Samdech Prime Minister Hun Sen of Cambodia to this press briefing, and by asking the Prime Minister what Cambodia is hoping to achieve as host of this World Economic Forum on ASEAN 2017. Prime Minister.
First of all, I will not respond to this question. It's habitually I just open the way first.
Okay.
And then receive the question later. Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to convey my warmest welcomes to the media from Cambodia, ASEAN, and around the world, as well as all the participants who are here today at this press conference. Along with my profound thanks for your participation in the World Economic Forum on ASEAN to cover the spectacles and news of this event for wider distributions to the public. Cambodia is greatly honored to be the host of World Economic Forum on ASEAN under the theme Youth, Technologies and Growth, securing ASEAN's this year. Truly, this forum, which is taking place along with the 50th year's anniversaries of ASEAN, provides a platform for discussion and experience sharing on emerging trends related to three main topics: the newly changing global context, ASEAN economic connectivities, and ASEAN's youth dividend, all of which are crucial for ASEAN vision and development. I'm pleased to note that this event has brought together policymakers, CEOs of multinational companies, business people, and youth from inside and outside of the region, reflecting a great importance attached to ASEAN on the one hand, and that given to Cambodia on the other hand. Undoubtedly, for the last 50 years, ASEAN has become a strong and vibrant economic, political, and social-cultural communities with maturities, solidarities, development, peace and stabilities, particularly with resilience to overcome major crises. In fact, these joint achievements have been creating favorable environment for successful implementation of ASEAN Community's Vision 2025. At the same time, we have to acknowledge that
នៅក្នុងសភាពការណ៍
now,
ដ៏ឆាប់រហ័ស
with the fast changing
នា
environment,
ពេលបច្ចុប្បន្ន
ASEAN also have
បន្តពុះពារជំនះ
to overcome a number of challenges,
រួមមានការ
including the rising of anti-globalization and
និងនិន្នាការ
protectionism
គោលនយោបាយជាតិ
and nationalistic
និងប្រជាពិធ
and populist policies,
កំដៅ
as well as the rising temperatures in conflict in some regions
ការបន្ត
and uncertainties of global economic growth, etc.
មួយវិញទៀតចរន្តដ៏
On the other hand,
បដិវត្តន៍ឧស្សាហ
the
កម្ម
strong momentum of the fourth industrial revolution,
ការរីកចម្រើនដ៏ឆាប់រហ័ស
based on fast progress of information and digital technologies,
គង់តែដើរតួនាទី
is playing a determinant role
រីកចម្រើន
for the expansion of industry,
ការអប់រំ
education,
ទីផ្សារការងារ
trade,
ពាណិជ្ជ
and
កម្មនិងបច្ចេកវិទ្យា
technologies
ដែល
that
នឹង
will
ពលរយៈពេលវែង
gradually yield long-term impact on every aspect of
ដូ
society.
ច្នេះអាស៊ានដែល
Thus,
ជាមជ្ឈមណ្ឌល
ASEAN,
មួយនៃ
as the centers of global growth,
ហើយមានប្រជា
with young population
ក្មេងច្រើន
who are
ដែលងាយទទួល
exposed
និង
to
ស្រូបយក
and
បច្ចេក
fast
វិទ្យា
absorbing these
ចាំបាច់
technologies,
ត្រូវគិតគូរ
has
ពី
to
ក្រប
think
ខ័ណ្ឌ
about
នយោបាយ
appropriate policies
ដើម្បី
framework
គាំទ្រ
to support these structural changes
ដែលជំរុញ
being
ដល់
driven
បដិវត្តន៍
by this revolution over the longer run.
ក្នុងន័យនេះអាស៊ានត្រូវ
In this regard, ASEAN must come up with its own integration agenda, adapting to all these changing trends in order to seize the opportunities and address challenges and all the consequences of the fourth industrial revolution,
ពិសេសគឺការលើក
especially in enhancing the quality of education, skill training, addressing unemployment,
ការរៀប
and developing effective social protection system and addressing inequalities in society, etc.
លើមូលដ្ឋាននេះ
Based on this,
ខ្ញុំរំពឹង
I expect that this forum
ទទួលបាន
will produce fruitful
ការប្រកប
and positive discussion
ក្នុងកា
to
រ
showcase the potentials of ASEAN and Cambodia,
និងកម្ពុជាក៏ដូចជាការ
as well as to provide
និង
perspectives and ideas for setting future's vision of ASEAN and enhancing business networking and cooperation in the region.
បង្កើនការប្រស្រ័យទាក់ទងនឹងកិច្ចសហប្រតិបត្តិការអាជីវកម្មក្នុងតំបន់
Particularly incorporating the new concept
ព្រមទាំងការ
related
បង្កើតផលិតភាព
to new
និងការអភិវឌ្ឍប្រកបដោយ
and
បរិយាបន្ន
innovative ways
ចាប់យកកាលានុវត្ត
of job
ផល
creation
លាភបច្ចេកវិទ្យា digital
with high productivities
ផលលាភ
and inclusive developments to grasping all the opportunities arising from digital and demographic dividend. In the closing ceremony today, tomorrow we will sum up the specific outcomes of the discussion throughout this forum. In this briefing, there must be a part in relation to the question you have just raised.
ហើយឥឡូវនេះ
And now,
ខ្ញុំគិតថា
I think
លោកអាចដាក់
you can
រួមមកខ្ញុំ
pose a question to me
ហើយក៏អាចបើក
And
ឲ្យអ្នកសារព័ត៌មានទាំង
can open for the journalists, for the media to pose the question to me, because there's still time for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, thank you very much. Can I get a sense in the room of just how many people would like to ask a question? Just raise a hand and I can judge how many people we have to fit in. So we have two folks on the front row. There is something, Prime Minister, I just wanted to follow up on your remarks. You mentioned the fourth industrial revolution and the importance of education. Could you tell us a little bit about how young Cambodians are being prepared for that revolution? What are the measures that your government is taking to ensure that young Cambodians get the kind of education that will be needed to put them at the forefront of these technological changes that are taking place.
Thank you for the question,
ដែលមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែជាសំណួរ
which is not a question
កម្ពុជា
for Cambodia
កម្ពុជាបន្តទៀត
and Cambodian youth.
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែបញ្ហា
But
នេះវាបាន
this issue
ធានបទ
become a topic
នៃការគិតគូរ
of consideration
ពិភពលោក
of the world.
បដិវត្តន៍ឧស្សាហកម្មទី
The fourth industrial
4
revolution
ជាតំណងមកនៅ
truly will bring
ប្រយោជន៍
the benefits
សម្រាប់ប្រជាជន
for the people
នៅគ្រប់ប្រទេសទាំងអស់
in other countries.
ប៉ុន្តែ
But
យើងក៏មិនត្រូវភ្លេចថា
one should not forget that
បច្ចេកវិទ្យា
technologies,
ដែលកាន់តែដើរលឿនទៅ
which is more advanced and more advanced,
បង្កើតនៅហានិភ័យ
will also create the risk
សម្រាប់ការងារធ្វើ
for jobs,
ដែលមុននេះ
in which before
ការងារធ្លាប់ធ្វើមនុស្ស10នាក់
let's say the work that require 10 people to work, but with a robot
ដើម្បីធ្វើកិច្ចការងារនោះ
to do that job, replacing humankind.
គឺជាបញ្ហា
That is the
ដែល
problem
យើងត្រូវរកវិធី
in which we could find a way to solve it in the future.
ការងារ
Jobs
តន់ទាំងគ្រប់ផង
have not been created enough for the people,
បច្ចេកវិទ្យា
but technologies,
អាចនិយាយបានថា
we can say that
មនុស្សយួនមកធ្វើជំនួស
robot working replace mankind.
ដូច្នេះការបាត់បង់
Therefore, the loss of job,
ដោះស្រាយរបៀប
how to solve the loss of job for the people.
សម្រាប់ការត្រៀមខ្លួនរបស់យុវជនកម្ពុជា
For the Cambodian youth to be prepared, I observe that
ចេញពីគំនោភេទផង
from the ashes
កម្ពុជាបានបាត់
in
បង់
which
បញ្ញាវន្ត
Cambodia has been undergoing and the loss of intelligence to date,
យុវជនកម្ពុជា
Cambodian youth
ដែលកំពុងស្រេកឃ្លាននឹង
are now thirsty and hungry for knowledge,
ហើយគោលនយោបាយ
and the policies
ជំរុញការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាល
to promote the training of human resource, which is the top priorities of Cambodia,
ជាមួយនឹងការដាក់ចេញនូវ
along with the policies of industrialization,
ព្រមទាំងការជំរុញនៅការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាល
along with the promotion of vocational training.
ខ្ញុំគិតថា
I think
យុវជនកម្ពុជា
Cambodian youth
អាចនឹងដើរព្រមគ្នាជាមួយ
Could
យុវជន
keep themselves abreast with the youth of other ASEAN countries.
ខ្ញុំអាចបញ្ជាក់នៅទីនេះ
I can ascertain here
អស់លោកអ្នកឲ្យបាន
with all of you to be informed that about the strategies and the goal
ដែលខ្ញុំបានដាក់ចេញ
that I have
និង
set
ចង់បាន
and what I would like to have.
យើងមិនមានលទ្ធភាពដើម្បី
We are not able to reduce the property wealth,
ប្រាក់ចំណូល
the income
រវាងពីប្រទេសអាស៊ានមួយមកកាន់ប្រទេស
from one ASEAN country to another
នៅក្នុងក្រមខណ្ឌនៃសមាហរណកម្មដំណាក់
in the framework of the first integration
ការទី2
and the second phase and now come to the third
ប្រាក់
phase.
ចំណូលរបស់កម្ពុជាមិន
The Cambodian revenues cannot be compared with the revenues of the people in Singapore
ប្រាក់ចំណូលនៃប្រទេសដែលមានប្រាក់ចំណូលខ្ពស់បានទេ
or with the other high GDP income of capita of the country. In Cambodia, we cannot
មានប្រាក់ចំណូលដូចខ្ញុំ
to make the people have the same
សូ
income.
ម្បីតែនៅប្រទេសដែលមានដូច
Even in the rich countries like America
ឬបារាំង
or France
ឬអឺរ៉ុប
or Europe,
ក៏មិនមាននរណា
they could not
មានទ្រព្យសម្បត្តិដូចគ្នា
make people have the same properties.
ប៉ុន្តែអ្វីដែលជាការសង្ឃឹមរបស់
But what I hope for is
នោះ
that
គឺការកាត់បន្ថយ
is to reduce the gap of intelligent gaps, the think tank gaps.
នៅក្នុងប្រទេសអាស៊ានចេះ
The youth in ASEAN, they know what knowledge. We try to study to have the same knowledge.
នេះជាវិធី
That is the way
ដែលអាចធ្វើទៅរួច
that can be achieved
តាមរយៈនៃការវិនិយោគ
through
តែច្រើន
the through more investment
ការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលធនធានមនុស្ស
on human resource development of Cambodia.
ដូច្នេះគម្លាតខួរក្បាលនេះ
Therefore, the think tank gap
បានធ្វើឲ្យការកាត់បន្ថយគម្លាត
could be reduced
នៅក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌអាស៊ានទាំងពិភព
in the framework of ASEAN as well as in the world.
សមាហរណកម្មរបស់
And it has the integration character in which we can work together effectively
និងដោយសាមគ្គីភាព
and with solidarity.
នេះជាចំណុចពិសេស
That is a special point
ដែលខ្ញុំក៏បីនិយាយ
that
ទៅកាន់
I would like to share with you.
យុវជនកម្ពុជា
Cambodian youth
ស្រេកឃ្លានខ្លាំងណាស់
are thirsty and hungry for knowledge. Even yesterday,
វេទិកា
the forum,
ដែលពុំសូវធ្លាប់មាន
which has not organized commonly by World Economic Forum
តាមប្រទេសនេះ
in other countries,
ដែលយុវជន
in which the Cambodian Jews almost close to 3,000 participate in that forum,
ហើយ
correspondent with the organizer. That is the opportunity that Cambodian Jews has capacities and given. If there is a big mini room, I think more Cambodian Jews will participate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Saw two hands up at the first row. Can I just ask both of you to put your questions and also to give your names and the organizations you're from? Thank you.
ជំរាបសួរសម្ដេចខ្ញុំសានសែលពីអាស៊ីសេរីខ្ញុំមានសំណួរមួយដោយសារតែប្រធានបទអាស៊ាន World Economic Forum on ASEAN ប្រចាំហ្នឹងផ្ដោតសំខាន់ទៅលើបច្ចេកវិទ្យា
It's based on the youth in this context of 50 years of ASEAN and in the fourth revolution, industrial revolution. How and what should we do to help the youth to work in the industry sectors and to contribute to the economic development?
Thanks. Can you just give your name and where you're from? I missed that.
Some join.
Samdech from Radio Free Asia.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And the lady next.
I am Sekuntia from Cambodia Daily newspaper. I would like to ask Samdech how Cambodia is prepared to participate in One Belt, One Road. What Samdech will address in China shortly about this project, One Belt, One. I am from Cambodia Daily.
Thanks. So, Prime Minister, I think following up on your words about Cambodia's youth, what exactly are your priorities in driving some of those initiatives in education for young Cambodians to prepare them for the fourth industrial revolution, if I'm right in translating the question that way? And also One Belt, One Road, there's a very big gathering of leaders taking place under the presidency of China shortly, and how do you see Cambodia's participation in that initiative?
Thank you for the question from the two Nis and the question from that side. We know that if we talk that the Nis who are the Cambodian, even though you has been working for Free Asia, which is a radio against the government, and you write for Cambodia Daily, which is also the opposing newspaper me all the time. But your question please me on what you think of the common interests of our nation. I'm very pleased to respond that Cambodia has come to this stage. We have to know our past. Cambodia before, which was famous because of the killing, on fighting, toppling each others.
ការបំផ្លិចបំផ្លាញ
destruction.
ជីវិតមនុស្សរាប់លាននាក់ដែល
Million lives have been destroyed.
យើងបានងើបឈរឡើង
We has been emerging,
រាប់តាំងជីដូនជីតាពុកម្ដាយ
including grandparents,
របស់ពួយ
your parents
ក៏បានរស់រានមានជីវិត
can
ហើយ
survive
ក៏បណ្ដាលពួយ
and provide you training.
មកធ្វើការ
Now you can work
ឲ្យវិទ្យុអាមេរិក
for American
ឲ្យ
radio,
កាសែតអាមេរិក
to American newspaper.
តើនេះវាជាទីឧទាហរណ៍ជាក់ស្ដែង
Is it not the life example of the achievement that the royal government has been doing for you?
នេះជាឧទាហរណ៍ជាក់លាក់ខ្លាំង
This is a concrete example.
បើសិនជារបបប៉ុលពតមិន
If
ត្រូវបានដួលរលំទេ
the Pol Pot regime has not been
ឪ
toppled,
ពុកម្ដាយ
whether your grandparents,
របស់មួយឯង
your parents can survive?
ច្បាស់ជាមនុស្សទេ
For sure, no.
ហើយបើសិនជារាជរដ្ឋា
And
ភិបាល
if the royal government,
របស់ពូ
if your uncle's
ដែលគ្រប់
government
គ្រងអំណាច
that
ក្នុងរយៈពេល
holding powers
40ឆ្នាំ
for close to 40 years,
តួនាទីជានាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីរបស់ពូ
the role
ជាង
of
30
prime ministers,
ឆ្នាំ
which is more than 32 years,
សួរថា
then you can
តើ
ask
មួយអាចคล้ายទៅ
whether
ដែល
you
ត្រូវបានជ្រើសរើស
can become a person who has
ដោយវិ
been
ទ្យុអាស៊ីសេរី
recruited by Free Asia Radio or by Cambodia Daily
យកមកធ្វើការទេ
to work for them?
តើនេះមិនមែន
Isn't
ជា
it
ឧទាហរណ៍
Isn't it an
ដែល
example
ពលរដ្ឋកម្ពុជាទទួលបាន
that Cambodian people receive
ដែលរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាល
from
បាន
what
ដាក់
the royal government has been doing?
នេះក៏ជាឧទាហរណ៍មួយដែល
This is an example to show you that the field of education training in Cambodia
ជាអតិភិប
has been
តាំងពីពេលចាប់
the
ផ្ដើម
priorities at the
ដែលយើង
time
ខ្ញុំនៅសល់
we
អ្នក
start,
ទេដឹងតិចណាស់
in which we were left with only a small numbers of intelligences. Even now the young generation
ក្មួយមានអាយុតិចជាង
may you have your younger than my children.
គេបានទទួលផលប្រយោជន៍
You have benefit
អាចคล้ายទៅជាអ្នកកសែត
that can become the journalist,
តែមកសួរ
not just to pose a question to me,
ការត្រៀមរៀបចំខ្លួន
to get oneself
រ
prepared,
របស់យើង
to get ourselves
យើ
prepared.
ងមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែសំដៅទៅ
We
លើការ
do not
រៀបចំខ្លួននៅ
target
កម្រិត
to prepare ourselves for the higher level.
អ្វីដែលយើងបានខិតខំ
What we have been trying
ធ្វើយ៉ាងណា
is to do in a way
ឲ្យកុមារ
that children, all children,
ទទួលបាននៅការសិក្សា
receive education
តាមសាលារដ្ឋ
through the state schools
ដល់កម្រិតមហាវិទ្យាល័យ
up to the level of university.
កម្ពុជាបានផ្ដល់ការអនុញ្ញាត
Cambodia
ឲ្យមានសាកលវិទ្យាល័យឯកជន
allow
របស់ពេលនេះមាន
private
សាកលវិទ្យាល័យ
university
ឯកជន
in
ជាង
which
100
today
សាកលវិទ្យាល័យ
more than 100 private university in which Cambodian Jews have many choice
នៅក្នុងការជ្រើសរើសមុខវិជ្ជា
in choosing
ដែលត្រូវការសម្រាប់បង្កើត
the knowledge
ការងារ
to study and to serve the
រាជរដ្ឋា
market.
ភិបាលដែលមាន
The royal government, which have the labor ministries as their assistant,
ក៏បានរៀបចំឲ្យមាន
has been preparing vocational
ហើយក៏
training
តម្រង់ទិសវិជ្ជា
and also
ឲ្យ
target
ស្របទៅនឹងទី
the
ផ្សារ
vocational training according to the market demand.
កម្ពុជាមាននយោបាយ
Cambodia has a policies of industrialization 2015-2025.
ដែលបញ្ហានេះ
In which
คล้ายទៅជាប្រធានបទធំ
This become a main topic
ដើម្បីឆ្លើយតប
in order to respond
ជាមួយបច្ចេ
to
កវិទ្យា
the technologies
ដែលត្រូវហូរចូលមក
that will flow into
បើ
Cambodia.
យើងគ្មានទុនធានមនុស្ស
If we do not have human resource,
គេក៏មិនមានលទ្ធភាព
Then
ដើម្បីដាក់រោងចក្រ
the rest of will not be able to put the factory or invest on high tech
ទេ
in Cambodia.
ប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំអាចនិយាយបានថា
But I can say that
កម្ពុជា
Cambodia
បានទទួលរួចមកហើយ
have received already received a numbers of
នៅ
factories
បច្ចេ
already
កវិទ្យា
that
ការ
employ
វិនិយោគបច្ចេកវិទ្យា
high tech.
ជាន់ខ្ពស់ហើយបញ្ហានេះក៏ត្រូវគិតអំពីភូមិ
And
សាស្ត្រ
we have to think about the location geography too.
អ្នកវិនិយោគមិនអាច
The investor cannot move their factory from Thailand,
ចេញពីប្រទេសម៉ាឡេស៊ី
from Malaysia
មកកាន់កម្ពុជាទាំងស្រុងនោះទេ
to Cambodia totally.
ហើយមានពេលខ្លះ
And sometimes
អ្នកវិនិយោគដែលធ្លាប់បាន
the investor
នៅវៀតណាម
that used to invest in Vietnam
រើរោងចក្រ
cannot move their factories to Cambodia totally.
ប៉ុន្តែ
But
អ្នកវិនិយោគទាំងនេះគេក៏
those investors,
បង្កើតនៅរោងចក្រ
they
បន្ថែម
can
ទៀត
set up additional
តែ
factories,
មិនបន្ថែមនៅលើទឹកដីថៃទេ
but not build more factory in Thailand, but they come to build in Cambodia.
អ្នកវិនិយោគនោះគេមិន
Those investor
រោងចក្រ
they will not build more factory in Vietnam,
មកក្នុង
but they will come to build in Cambodia.
ដូច្នេះយើងអាចនិយាយបានថា
Therefore, you can
មួយ
say
បូកក៏បាន
one plus,
តែយើងមិនមែនជាធុងសម្រាប់
but we are not a dustbin
ការបោះចោលនៅបច្ចេកវិទ្យាហួសសម័យ
for obsolete technologies.
តែនេះគឺជាបែបផែន
But that
នៃ
is
ចលនានៃការផលិត
a way for production. Let's say, for example, the Japanese company,
បានវិនិយោគនៅម៉ាឡេស៊ី
they invest in Malaysia,
បានវិនិយោគនៅប្រទេស
they invest in Thailand.
គេត្រូវការវិនិយោគបន្ថែម
They need additional investment,
គេក៏បានមកវិនិយោគ
but
រោងចក្រនេះលើទឹកដីកម្ពុជា
they come to do it in Cambodia.
អញ្ចឹងបង្កើតឲ្យមានការសហ
So
ការដោយអ្នកវិនិយោគ
create the
ចេញពី
cooperation, the investors from Japan, and there's cooperation between Cambodia,
រវាងថៃផង
Thailand,
ម៉ាឡេស៊ី
and Malaysia.
ការធ្វើបែបនេះខ្ញុំគិតថា
In so doing, I think
វាក៏ជាឱកាស
it is also the
ដែល
opportunity
កាន់តែប្រសើរក្នុងទំនាក់ទំនង
that promote better relation
ផលិតនៅក្នុងតំបន់
relation in the production in ASEAN.
ដែលនឹងคล้ายទៅជាសហ
That will become the community
ឆ្នាំ2025ខាងមុខ
2025. Thank you.
នៅសល់សំណួរ
There still remain another question
លោក
of Dennis
ពាក់ព័ន្ធជាមួយ
and in relations to the
បញ្ហា
One by one round.
នយោបាយខ្សែក្រវ៉ាត់មួយ
One Belt One Road Forum.
ផ្លូវខ្ញុំពិតជាកោតសរសើរយ៉ាង
I really appreciate
ជាមួយនឹងកំណត់ព្រួយផ្ដើមរបស់
this initiative of China,
ហើយក៏កោតសរសើរនៅ
and
សកម្ម
also
ភាព
appreciate
របស់ចិន
the concrete action taken by
ហើយសូមអ្នក
China.
ទាំងឡាយកុំចោទប្រកាន់ខ្ញុំ
And
ថា
please
ខ្ញុំ
don't
មាននិន្នាការ
accuse me or link me that I have a tendency toward China.
ត្រូវកត់សម្គាល់
But
ឲ្យឃើញនៅ
you
ការជាក់
should
ស្ដែង
take note of the realities.
យើងលើកបញ្ហាពិតប្រាកដមួយ
On point that.
យកមកនិយាយ
Let's say we raise one concrete issue.
សេដ្ឋកិច្ចហិរញ្ញវត្ថុ
During the time of the world aggregate financial crisis in the year 2008,
ពេលនោះ
then
សេដ្ឋកិច្ចរបស់ចិននិងឥណ្ឌា
Chinese
នៅតែរឹងមាំ
Indian economy remains
ប្រ
robust.
សិនបើសេដ្ឋកិច្ចចិន
If Chinese economy
ក្នុង
collapse
ពេលតែមួយ
at the same
ជ
time
ុំនឹងអាមេរិកនិងអឺរ៉ុប
with America and
ប្រ
Europe,
ហែលជាពិភពលោក
then
ជួបការលំបាក
the world face difficulties.
ចិនមិនត្រឹមតែដោះស្រាយសេដ្ឋកិច្ចខ្លួនឯងទេ
Not only solve their own problem, but
បានជួយដល់តំប
has
ន់
been helping the region,
អាស៊ាន
the region of ASEAN,
ជួយដល់តំបន់ផ្សេងទៀត
helping
រហូតទាំងជួយ
other
ដល់
region,
អឺរ៉ុប
including
ដើម្បី
helping
សងគ្រោះ
Europe
សេដ្ឋកិច្ចនៅ
in order to save economy in Europe.
ហើយក៏ជាផ្នែក
And
នៃក្បាលម៉ាស៊ីន
it's a part of locomotive
នៃកំណើនសេដ្ឋកិច្ច
of economic growth of the world.
ក្រំតែក្នុងតំបន់
It is not just in the region.
ដោយឡែកអាស៊ានបានទទួល
In particular, ASEAN benefit
ពីទំនាក់ទំ
a
ន
lot
ង
from relation
យុទ្ធសាស្ត្រ
as a strategic partnership between ASEAN and China.
អាស៊ានជាអ្នកទទួលផល
ASEAN benefit
ដោយសារតែ
because
អាស៊ាននាំចិននាំចេញទៅកាន់ប្រទេសចិន
ASEAN export to China bigger
នាំចេញពីចិន
than
មកកាន់អាស៊ាន
imported from China to ASEAN.
ព្រោះអាស៊ានមានប្រជាជនត្រឹម
ASEAN have the population of more than 600 million. At the time, have the population more than 1.3 billion. So it's for sure
ផលប្រយោជន៍ទាំងសងខាង
the benefit of
តែអ្នកដែល
both
បាន
sides.
ទទួលផលប្រយោជន៍ធំជាងគេ
But
គឺបណ្ដា
those who benefit more is a small country in ASEAN.
ដៃគូ
In the relation of
យុទ្ធសាស្ត្រ
strategic
អាស៊ានចិន
partnership between ASEAN and China
សម្រាប់ផ្លូវមួយ
for
ខ្សែក្រវ៉ាត់មួយ
one boat, one belt, one road
តពីផ្លូវសូត្រ
after Sea Road
និងផ្លូវសូត្រសមុទ្រ
and maritime Sea Road of the 21st century.
ខ្ញុំពិតជាមានការស្ញប់ខ្ញែកនិងកោតសរសើរ
I amaze so much and appreciate
ភាពឆ្លៀសវៃរបស់ប្រធានាធិបតី
the wisdom, the cleverness of President Xi Jinping of China
រយៈមិនយូរប៉ុន្មាន
that not in a period of long time put forward
ដែលផ្ដល់លទ្ធ
the
ភាព
policies
ឲ្យប្រទេសនៅលើពិភពលោក
that
នេះ
enable the countries of the world have more
ដូច
choice.
ជានៅអាស៊ី
Let's say like in
យើង
Asia,
បានសម្រេចរួចមកហើយ
we have achieved already
នៅការបង្កើតឡើងនៅធនាគារ
the establishment of
អាស៊ី
ASEAN Infrastructures Investment Bank, AIIB.
បន្ថែមលើនោះ
In addition to that,
រួមជាមួយឥណ្ឌា
along with India,
ប្រេស៊ីល
Brazil,
រុស្ស៊ី
Russia,
អាហ្វ្រិកខាងត្បូង
and South Africa and China,
បង្កើតឡើង
setting up
ធនាគារ BRIC
BRIC Bank.
វាមិនមែនជាការប្រឆាំង
It is not
ធនាគារពិភពលោក
the challenge against the World Bank.
ជាមួយនឹងធនាគារ BRIC ថ្មីនេះ
Yeah. It's not a challenge between BRIC and World Bank.
វាមិនមែនជាការ
And in
ប្រឆាំង
Asia,
ទេរវាង
it is not a challenge between ADB and AIIB.
នោះទេក៏ប៉ុន្តែវាជា
But
ការបំពេញឲ្យ
It's complementary.
បង្កើនទុនកាន់តែធំ
Increase the
សម្រាប់
bigger
ដល់ទៅ
fund
តម្រូវការ
to
នៃការ
provide
អភិវឌ្ឍសម្រាប់
for the need of other countries
ជាសម្រាប់
as well as
តំបន់
for the region.
Prime Minister,
កំណត់
thank
ព្រួយ
you.
បារម្ភច្រើន
Many initiatives,
ប៉ុន្តែបើអត់មានលុយទេ
but no money.
ការពិតខ្វះណាស់
Actually, there's
បើ
shortage.
យើងយកផែនទី
If we take the map
ព្រួយបារម្ភរបស់អាស៊ី
and show
ឬ
the
ក៏កំណត់ព្រួយបារម្ភ
initiative
ប្រហែលជាយើងដាក់
of
នៅ
Asia and ASEAN,
បន្ទប់មួយ
we can fill up the room.
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែកំណត់ព្រួយបារម្ភទាំងឡាយគឺ
But
ស្ទើរអត់
the
មាន
initiative, all these initiatives had no money to carry
ប៉ុ
it
ន្តែ
out.
សម្រាប់ចិន
But for
តែ
China,
កំណត់ព្រួយបារម្ភ
one, they put
តែ
initiative,
មានលុយមកចំនួន
they put the money along with it.
នោះហើយគឺជាក្តីសង្ឃឹម
That is
បណ្ដាប្រទេស
the hope of country. Let's say, for example,
មូលនិធិផ្លូវសូត្រដាក់
the Sea Road Fund, they put 40 billion US dollar
ដើម្បីឲ្យបណ្ដាប្រទេសនេះ
so that other country can benefit from it.
ខ្ញុំនឹងទៅចូលរួមនៅ
I will taking part in the
នៅថ្ងៃទី14
One Belt, One Road forum on the
ហើយ
13, 14, 15. And after speech, I will also have an official visit in China.
ពេលនោះ
Then
កិច្ចព្រមព្រៀង
agreement, more than 10 agreement, close to 20 agreement will be signed
បន្ទាប់ពីកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀង
after a number of agree has been signed in Phnom Penh.
សូមគួយទាំងពីរនាក់
And that the Tunis who work for Free Asia and Cambodia daily write it
ព្រោះ
properly
នេះកំពុងផ្សាយបន្ត
because it is a live
ច្រើន
broadcast,
វិទ្យុ
many
ហើយ
radios,
ច្រើនទូរទស្សន៍ណាស់
many TV.
បើក្មួយយកទៅទៅសេខុស
So if you write it wrongly, make wrong commentaries,
គេនឹងឃើញបានថា
then it would be seen
ក្មួយ
that you, niece and nephew, that are working
ឲ្យបរទេស
for foreigners,
ខ្ញុំបម្រើបរទេសពិត
it's truly the servant of foreigners.
ឮពាក្យនេះ
I don't want to hear such a word.
អ្នកទៅសេឲ្យ Cambodia Daily
Those who write for Cambodia daily, his name Rut.
បាទទៅសេឲ្យ Cambodia
I've been writing for Cambodia, cursing me for almost 20 years.
ពេលដែលឈឺ Cambodia
At the time, getting ill has been abandoned by Cambodia Daily. Yesterday, I sent $20,000 to save him.
មួយត្រូវយល់
So you have to understand
ចិត្តខ្មែរយើងដូចគ្នា
the heart of Cambodian or Cambodian. So don't be
វាប្រសើរ
too extreme like foreigners. It's better. It's just to remind you,
មិនឲ្យក្មួយ
but
ឈប់ប្រឆាំង
not
នៅ
you,
ពលទេប្រសិនបើ
not acting against me. If you are the
មនុស្ស
opposing
រាប់
me.
អ្នកកំពុងមើលតាម
Millions of people are watching a live broadcast.
យើងយល់គ្នាបែបនេះ
So we can have such an understanding and try to learn more, study more.
Thank you, Prime Minister. And I think one of the key findings from the Forum's Global Competitiveness Report is that a healthy critical media is an important part of any growing economy. So I look forward to a good audience for this press briefing. Thank you very much and have a successful summit. Thank you, sir.
ណាអរគុណណាស់
Thank you.